Hey guys, good evening everyone. Welcome to one more live by Fluent For Real. We are here every Wednesday at 9 p.m. and Ash Wednesday is Wednesday. So we are here. We're going to talk about a very functional and very useful topic that is called causative form. Just a sec, because our friend is joining us. Hi!
Hi, how are you here?
I'm good, and you?
Good, good.
So
Tired end
you're
of the
in
day.
in
Okay.
Toronto today too, right?
In Toronto today after a long, busy day at work. So probably you're enjoying Ash Day and I'm not, but that's
And no
fine.
carnival for you.
No,
No.
no.
Okay, so MC, we have a new topic to talk about today, which is a topic called causative form or the causative. And this topic, I even posted something today to tease everyone about the topic because it's a structure. It's not a verb tense. It's a structure that is used with some verbs in English. And it is it's one of those structures that for me really, really makes the difference when it comes to going from that intermediate okay English to the real advanced, to the very idiomatic English that we are all looking for. And here on Fluent For Real, we really aim at teaching you guys and focusing on the structures and vocabulary that will make a difference. There are details. Sure, language is something that is infinite and we can go on and on and on and learn every day, learn something new every day. But we want to save time. We want to make sure that you guys are saving time and you are really focusing on what's going to make a difference. And causative form is one of those structures. I remember that I had a student once and I was teaching her causative form. She was a very funny, very humorous person. She laughed and told a lot of jokes in class. And she was an executive at a big company. And she used to, when I first taught causative, when I first mentioned it, she was very resistant. And she was like, "Ah, oh, come on, teacher. Really? Why do I have to know this? There is no logic in this, structure. Why do I really have to learn this? Do I really have to use this? I can just do it and keep doing, saying the way I do today." And then, little by little, I was able to convince her and to explain to her that it was actually very idiomatic. And even though it was hard to really get, because it's one of the verbs, that is the verb have, has so many functions and so many possibilities of usage that it is hard to put one more idea into the basket. I know it is. That's why I am mentioning it here to you guys today, and the topic of today is causative. But at the same time, it is something very idiomatic, and it's really, really hard to substitute it when the right situation comes along. We really need to use causative in a lot of useful, everyday, professional situations. So I convinced her to really use causative, and I want to convince you guys to do the same. We are going to work a lot on the usage of causative tonight. We're going to work on the meaning, on the basic structures that we use in the place of causative, and we're going to try to substitute those for this structure that is more idiomatic, more advanced. And I want you guys to listen to the live wherever you are. I know that some people like to listen to the live as if it were a podcast. Some people stop and really watch it. So whatever you're doing, wherever you are, listen and try to ponder, over your own English and how you have been using your own English. If you have been using this, or if you have been using the substitute forms that I'm gonna mention to you guys. I posted, so tonight, like a couple hours ago, I posted a picture and I challenged you guys to tell me what was wrong about the sentence. And we got that picture from an Instagram profile that is really like funny and very informal, but it did have causative form, or at least an attempt of causative form. And the sentence was, me and my son got our hair did. And our hair is not the possession, is the verb to be, are, A-R-E. And so I wanted to bring this and remind you guys that native speakers make mistakes sometimes on purpose. It may be internet lingo. It may be poetic license because they are native speakers so they can play along, just like we do too in Portuguese. But we don't have the poetic license because we are not native, so we really have to prove ourselves a lot.
Yeah,
and
it's
so the
perceived
mistake,
as mistake, right?
exactly, it's not perceived as, oh, she really can control what she's saying, so she's just making fun, you know, like playing along with the language, making it easier or making the sound become the word. So it's not really, you know, we don't really have that possibility for us. So that the correct way to say that sentence would be, my son and I got our hair done. Though that means we went to the beauty salon and someone, you know, did our hair, some kind of style, different style, and not me and my son got our hair did. We're gonna get into the details and I'll explain everything to you guys. MC, tell me about a little bit about your routine, okay? I want to know if you, as a girl, I know that you love, you know, pretty nails because I'm a friend and I know you do. So do you do your own nails there in Canada? Or do you
No,
go somewhere to do it?
I could, but I get my nails done.
Okay, so that is a service that you pay for. You don't do yourself. Some people do. I know people who do their nails on their own. So you, MC, since you don't do it on your own, if you say that, I'm going to do my nails today, I can't talk to you because I'll be busy, I'm going to do my nails. That's a lie. So in English, it is a lie, and we have to be really careful not to lie and get the person to understand something that is not true. Another question, do you cut your own hair? Or do you
Oh
have your hair
no.
cut?
I have my hair cut.
You have your hair cut. I also know some people who do, who cut their own hair. But also you get it as a service, you pay for it, and someone does it for you. What about your car? Do you send your car to the mechanic, or do you do it yourself whenever your car has a problem?
Yeah, I have my car serviced as well.
Okay.
I don't
So
do
these,
anything. Like I'm useless at do it yourself kind of things.
okay, so these are three examples of things that are usually services. Usually, they are situations that we don't solve ourselves. And in Portuguese, they are situations that very commonly we will say, eu vou fazer a unha, eu fiz a unha, eu consertei meu carro, or anything like that. Something that is natural for us to say because we don't have causative form. So we just say we did it. It's simple. No one will assume you did it yourself. They might even assume that you didn't do it yourself because it's a cultural thing, maybe, to go to a beauty salon or something like that, depending on where you're from, etc. But in English, it's a little more delicate. Analyze your own English. Try to see if you guys use this, which one you use, which one is more natural for you, which one comes out easily, and let's try to fix that if you are using it incorrectly, if you are saying that you do things that you don't actually do. When do we use causative form then? Well, in favors and services, when we are outsourcing something, so instead of doing it ourselves, we are paying someone to do it, or we are asking someone as a favor to do it, and someone causes that action to happen. That's why it's called causative form. Someone causes the action to happen, but the action is done by someone else. So I am not going to do my nails myself. I am going to have my, I don't know, let's call her Susan. I'm going to have Susan do my nails. So I am going to go there, talk to her, ask for the service, pay for the service, and she is going to do it. But I'm the one causing the action to happen. So I'm going to have Susan do my nails. I'm not going to do my nails myself. Favors and
Oh,
services.
so it's we use do, so it's infinitive form. We don't do as like done or something like that.
No, in this form, when you put the agent, when you mention the name of the person that is doing the action, you use just infinitive form. I will talk to you guys about the active form and the passive form. They are a bit different, one from one another. So you can pay for that favor or that service. So I can say, I will have the mechanic fix my car. I had Mary cook the food for the party. It can be a professional relationship as well. A co-worker of yours, a secretary, an assistant, an employee. It can be someone that works with you, not necessarily someone that you hire. Like I will have my secretary send you the invoice. I'm having my co-worker send us the information. Now this is super important, guys. I will tell you later on about the structures that we use to substitute that, and they may have a very different connotation, and they may sound different or sound rude or sound like you are bossy or you are trying to control the person too hard. So it's important for you guys to listen to these kind of examples and see if you're doing that or if you have done that while you were in a professional situation. And number three, it could also be a favor. It could also be a favor that you ask your friend or your boss, your coworker, your assistant. It doesn't necessarily have to be something professional, you know, like an obligation or work. It can be a favor too. Something simple or something harder to convince. And then depending on how hard it is to convince, you change the verb that you use. You have the verb get somebody to do, convince somebody to do. Those verbs will tell you, depending on the context, that it's, you know, woo, it took me some effort to convince that person or to get the action done. I had to convince. Mm-hmm. I had to push a little hard. So examples of favors, like I'll have my brother text you the address. It's a tiny little favor. I always have my husband plan our trips. It's a big favor, you know, like you're going to plan it, fine, okay, he agrees to do it. And it is super idiomatic. So why fight? Why resist something that is absolutely idiomatic? When you guys open your ears to causative form, you will see it being used in every series you watch, every movie you watch, because it is something that we're always doing that. We're always asking people to do things, but in a way that only causative form expresses. So why do we use then causative form? Let's talk now about what we should not use, the situations that it's not supposed to be used, like, sorry, not that it's not supposed to be used, that it sounds like it is and it's not. Sometimes people will think they're using causative form and they use a preposition with the verb have, saying, no, but I have a chauffeur to take my kids to school, for example. I have a chauffeur to take my kids to school. That is not causative form. What are you focusing on? You're focusing on, I have a chauffeur. And why do I have a chauffeur? What is he here for? Why was he contracted? To take my kids to school. So when I have a chauffeur to do this for me, it's a possession, not of the person, of course not. But I have this professional in my life. I have this person in my life, and that person does this for me. I have a friend that always helps me with my problems. So I have this friend that I can count on to help me with my problems. It's not causative form. So I have someone that helps me, or I have someone to help me, is not causative form. I ask somebody to do something is slightly different from I have somebody do. If I tell you that I'm going to ask my assistant to send you the information, it sounds, for a native speaker, okay, to a native speaker, it sounds like something that she may say yes or no to. It's like, I'm not sure if it's going to be done, if you will get the information or not. I'm going to ask her to do it. In Portuguese, we don't have causative, so that's what we say. But in English, if you want to show that it will be done, that you're going to give the command, don't worry, it will be done, it will be sent, it will arrive to you, you use causative. So let's substitute. I'm going to ask my assistant to send the information. For, I am going to have my assistant send the information. When you say I'm going to ask, okay, go ahead.
No, because it's important to point out as well, Ray, it's so funny, right, Renata? It's so important to point out as well. I'm going to miss my point, but anyway. that in Portuguese, sometimes we use like 100 words to say one sentence, and in English, it gets said like this. And usually people notice that how fast and how simple English can be. But if we don't master those tricks and
Those shortcuts.
those rules, yeah, there's no way you're going to repeat the same way we do in Portuguese, and sometimes it's going to take you like longer to say the same thing.
Yes, English is a very objective word. You know, a preposition can mean so much. Preposition can mean movement, direction, causative form. No, I'll have it done. I'm not going to do it. I can't say, I'll do it. I'm not going to say, you will get it. I'm going to say, I'll have it done. That means I'm going to ask somebody, somebody will do it, and you will get what you want. In one little sentence, 4 little words, you say everything that you want to say, that you have to say. That's super important too. And that's what being idiomatic is. It is being as close to the natives as possible, in the sense that, look, we have this great thing that's functional, objective, fast, quick. Why not use it? We really need to fight and get this. I'm going to ask her to do it. You ask if you know the person might say no, you know, but if it's someone that works for you, let's say it's her job, it's natural, she does that every day, so I'll have her do it. Or a coworker that's used to doing that, you know, he always does, or he sometimes does that for you. That's okay, I'll have him do it. Of course, you may need to convince, you may need to talk, ask please. That doesn't mean you're going to be rude. Actually, the verb have is a very neutral verb. It doesn't show that you're forcing the person to do it. It doesn't have any kind of emotion involved. It's very neutral. It's great for the workplace. So I'll have her do it. Okay, so I'm going to ask her to do it. I have somebody to do it. That's a completely different idea. And we also have the I do it myself. When you say you do it yourself, you're also lying. I even posted a short little video here about that, you know, don't lie by accident thing, which is saying that I'm going to do my nails. I'm sorry, I don't have time. And I'm going to fix my car. Oh, I'm in pain because I pulled a tooth out. No, you didn't. You went to the dentist and he pulled out your tooth. So these kind of situations can really cause like, whoa, I think this girl is crazy because she pulled out her own tooth. You know, and the question will come like, what? Come again? Did you? I'm sorry, I don't think I got it. No, yeah, I pulled out a tooth. Like, no, I went to the dentist. So it can cause a little bit of, you know, pollution. And one more is I told her to do. When you say I told or I will tell my secretary to send the information, using the same example, I will tell my secretary to send the email. That doesn't quite mean that the person will get the email. I will tell her to do it. Okay, but will she do it? And depending on the person, it may sound like an order. I told her to do it, but I told my secretary to send the email. It may sound like it was a command, an order, and depending on who you're talking about, it can be rude. But when you say, I had her do it, I'll have her do it, I'm having her do it, it sounds more neutral. It doesn't sound like a command, an order, like the verb tell is. The verb tell is stronger than that.
And this is counterintuitive too, right? Because when we say it that way, when we use the have, I'll have her do something, it seems in our end here as Portuguese speakers that this is actually something very bossy, and it seems kind of rude, but it's just a matter of us adjusting and getting used to one, being aware that we don't say this as often as we should, and then two, like start to create situations or think about situations where we can apply this.
Exactly. And trying to start paying attention to situations in movies and series and, you know, sitcoms where people use that, because it's very used. If you open your ears, you listen to it all the time. So you're saying, oh, so she's a friend talking about another friend, having the friend do something, or having a favor done, or having a service done. You guys will be able to see all the situations and break that, you know, barrier of like, ooh, am I going to sound bossy? Will I sound bossy if I use this? Okay, so
Encontrei isso na internet.
Siri's talking to me here, apparently.
She's being very proactive, you know?
Yeah, like what are you talking about, Siri? I'm not talking to you. So in some situations, like I asked someone who does not command, who does not master causative form, how would they say? I asked the plumber to change a plumbing. Or a little better than that, I contracted a plumber to change a plumbing. But the best one would be, I had a plumber change a plumbing. I had the plumbing changed, which is a passive form that we'll talk about later. So yes, they all communicated pretty much the same thing. However, we are here to be more dramatic. We are here to take your English to the next level. We are here to get out of the basic form, to get out of the intermediate okay. So the most idiomatic, what would a native speaker say? A native speaker would say, I had my plumbing changed. I had a plumber come here and change my plumbing for me. If someone says, I need an answer ASAP, as soon as possible, you don't worry. I'll have my assistant take care of it. I'll have my assistant send you whatever you need. I'll have my assistant help you out. So she will do it. Don't worry, it's taken care of. It sounds a lot like a guarantee that it will be done. If you go to a friend's party and the food is delicious and you ask, wow, this cake is delicious, and the person, right, the host or hostess might say, oh, sure, yeah, I had the cake made at my friend's bakery, but I made the rest of the food myself. It's very natural, like an everyday situation. Instead of saying, I bought a cake at my friend's bakery, I ordered a cake at my friend's bakery, I had it made. Maybe it was something special too, you know, that she called and she gave all the details. So I had it made at my friend's bakery. So what is the mold, let's say the skeleton of the structure? There are two forms of using causative form, the active form and the passive form. There are many verbs that we can use with causative form. I'm going to talk about, we have been talking about have only, because it is the hardest one to grasp. The idea is a little more difficult. But other verbs are simpler for us, like to let. I let my friend use my computer. I let my mother, I don't know, use my car. That's easier for us, and it's causative. So the mold is the verb have plus an agent, someone, and then the infinitive, as MC mentioned, the infinitive without the to. What is the infinitive without the to? The simple verb, go, buy, sell, wash, send. And then the object, the complement of that verb. So you're going to say, for example, I'm going to have my secretary send the email. And that verb have is the one that is going to change, go to the past, to the future, be used with it's going to be used with a modal, it's going to be used in any, in any verb tense, any possibility. But the second verb is always infinitive. I have some examples to show you guys. So now I want you guys at home to repeat after me, along with MC, because she's going to repeat after me too. Okay, MC? Okay, so guys, focus on the grammar. I'm going to give examples. The sentence is pretty much the same. The vocabulary is simple because I don't want you guys worried about the vocabulary. I want you to repeat the sentence, thinking about what you're saying, trying to really master that and focus on the grammar and the fact that the verb does not change. The second verb does not change, only have as the principal verb. So let's go. Number 1. I will have John send the email.
Okay, so I'll have John send the email. Is that you just want me to repeat? Okay.
Just repeat. Focus on the grammar. I will have John send the email.
I will have John send the email.
I had John send the email.
I had John send the email.
I'm going to have John send the email.
I'm going to have John send the email.
I have had John send the email.
I have had John send the email.
I could have John send the email.
I could have John send the email.
I may have John send the email.
I may have John send the email.
I said I would have John send the email.
I said I would have John send the email.
So regardless of using reported speech, may, could, modal verbs, futures, present perfect, the second verb is always send. You need to agree the first one according to the tense, and the second one is always send, infinitive. No to, no preposition, just the verb. The passive form of causative is pretty much the same thing, but you are omitting, because it's a passive form, you are omitting the agent, the person who is doing the action or who did the action. So remember, we are causing an action to happen. So person number one causes the action to happen by instructing or convincing person number two to do the action. Person number two is now going to be removed because it's not interesting to mention her or him, because we want to be more impersonal, impartial, and neutral in our communication. We don't want to say who's going to do it, or because we don't know the person. Maybe we don't know the person. You know, when you, some kinds of services,
matter, right?
It doesn't matter. Like, who is going to make my cake at the bakery? I don't know the name of the chef. I don't know the name of the cook. So all that matters is someone is going to do it. So I remove the agent and I use the passive form. So the passive form is I'm going to have, the verb have, plus the object of the action. Let's say my car or my hair or my nails, and the action right after that. So instead of saying, I am going to have Susan do my nails, I'm going to have Susan do my nails. That is the active form. I'm going to remove Susan. So from I'm going to have Susan do my nails, I am going to have my nails done, which is the example of the we got our hair done. The example that I posted today that was actually wrong. So the right way would be my son and I had our hair done. So that construction of have something plus past participle of the verb. What is the past participle of the verb? Done, seen, gone, washed. The verb that is combined with the modals in the past with present perfect. I talked about past participle when I posted about present perfect. You guys can watch that video. I think it's a good idea to review if you need it.
And all the regular verbs as well, because it ends in ed, and then we had a session about it.
That's right. See, it's so beautiful. One thing adds to the other, and then, you know, we're all here learning something new every day and connecting. Okay, so one more time. Repeat the sentences focusing on the grammar. Remember, we are saying that we, because all the sentences here start with I to make it simple. I am going to transfer an action to someone, but I'm not going to say who it is. I'm going to focus on the action that that person is going
Renata,
to do.
I don't know if it's me, but I'm losing you a little bit. You're back, so okay. So we're good. Okay, we're good. Sorry, I lost you for a bit, and then you're like about to say something, and I'm like, I cannot hear.
So focus on the grammar one more time. Think about what you're saying, the function. Try to imagine the situation, focusing on the grammar. So, I had the email sent.
I had the email sent.
I am going to have the email sent.
I'm going to have the email sent.
I could have the email sent.
I could have the email sent.
I may have the email sent.
I may have the email sent.
I said I would have the email sent.
I said I would have the email sent.
All right. So now I'm going to give you some situations, and I want you, MC, and everyone at home too, to transform the situation using using causative form in the passive form. So it's I'm going to have something done. For example, you didn't make the cake yourself, but you ordered it. So you didn't make the cake yourself. You ordered it. Someone did it. So what happened there? You had the cake made. I'm just going to help you with the first one so we can get it rolling. Number two, you didn't send the email yourself, but you gave the order. So what did you really do?
I had the email sent.
Perfect. You won't wash your car yourself. So what will you do?
I'll have my car washed.
You won't book the hotel room yourself. What will you do?
I'll have my hotel room booked.
Perfect. You're not going to pull out your tooth yourself. What will you do?
I don't want that because I don't want to have my tooth pulled out or anything like that. But yeah, that's the way,
Okay,
right?
so what don't you want to do then?
I don't want to have my tooth pulled out.
Okay, perfect. So you don't want to have your tooth pulled out. Perfect. Okay, okay, who will you have? Now, we use a lot of passive. Now I want you to respond using the active form. So MC, who will you have or whom will you have wash your car?
Okay, so I'll have Joe wash my car.
All right. Who will you have write the report?
I'll have my assistant write my report.
Who will you have blow dry your hair?
Oh, that's usually myself. So I'll have myself blow dry my hair.
Who would you have blow dry your hair every day if you were a gazillionaire?
Oh, I would have John from the beauty salon close to my house do my hair and blow dry my hair every day.
Okay, perfect.
Every other day.
Every other day. Okay, every other day. So, and who will you have do your nails?
I'll have the store close to my house. Can I say that way? Instead of like a person, do my nails? Can I say that or is it
No,
awkward?
usually say I'll have my nails done at that place.
Okay, so I'll have Susan do my nails or I'll have it done at the nail salon.
Okay, that's it. So there are these two possibilities, active and passive. The verb have was the verb that we chose to talk about tonight because I could go on and on about causative form, which in fact I will because I am preparing a lesson, a complete lesson for you guys, a long one to post on YouTube because we have limited time here on our lives every Wednesday. And there was a lot to say, guys, but we couldn't cover all the verbs and possibilities. And just wait for it. Very soon you guys will have a lesson beautifully ready for you guys on YouTube. By the way, have you guys checked our YouTube channel? If you're watching this on Instagram, go check it out because there are the videos, the full videos, the long videos are there. We still cannot post videos longer than 10 minutes on IGTV. So we have been posting the long videos there and only short little videos here on Instagram. So check out the videos on YouTube or Facebook. And keep following us here every day for content on IG, on Instagram. And we'll see you guys next week, next Wednesday, back here at 9 p.m. sharp as usual. Carnival, no carnival, Ash Wednesday or no Ash Wednesday, we will be here. Right, MC?
7 p.m. Eastern Time. We are going to be here every Wednesday and let's get our English fluent for real.
Exactly. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys. Bye, MC.
Bye, Renata.